if there are any changes. So by now, you should know how to examine your boobs. But if you don't, what you do is that you fold your thumb into your palm and use the flat surface of your other four fingers to press your boobs against your chest. Examine your boobs all around. Don't forget the area just below your collarbone and under your armpits. Now you can do this whether you're lying down, whether you're taking a bath, with one arm behind your head. Remember, opposite hand, opposite breast. Only do the exam days after you complete your menstrual cycle because your boobs are less likely to be tender or swollen. Some of the things that you should be looking out for are lumps, breast size, shape and color, evenly shaped without visible distortion or swelling. If you see any changes, consult your doctor. This breast cancer awareness tip is brought to you by Luca Health Medical Specialty Center in East Legon. And this October, we're very happy to welcome Luca Health Medical Specialty Center here on Strong and Sassy. I'll be telling you a little bit more about Luca a little bit on in the show. We're going to take a quick break, but let me just tell you about what we're talking about today, though. So finances are like the second major indicator for divorce, or the second major thing that break up relationships. So money is very important. Too much money, not enough money, how money is being managed, all of that. But in modern times, when you have conversations with a lot of people, they're talking about how money is shared, who's paying for what, who's responsible for what, the mindsets of men, the mindset of women. And it's a little bit of a problem. So we're going to have that conversation tonight. We want to kind of clarify who is responsible for what, who should be paying for what. Is money a sign of respect? Are you buying your woman? Are you bribing your man? Like, what exactly is the role that money plays in a relationship? I'll be having that conversation with Jennifer Essina Masari. She's an author entrepreneur. It's her first time on Strong and Sassy, so that should be exciting. Also, Anim-Addo, founder, Power to Girls Foundation. Also your first time, right? Yeah, so today we have two new guests on the show. Let me say good evening to Essina Batali, who was supposed to be here, but she's not feeling very well. So Essina, we're sending you all our love, and we miss you so much. Get well soon. We're going to take some quick messages from our friends. When we come back, we'll dive straight into the conversation. Stay tuned in. All right, so welcome to Strong and Sassy. If you're just tuning in, this is Joy 99.7 FM. My name's Anim-Addo, and this evening we're talking about money, paying bills in a relationship. Whose responsibility is it? So let me start with you, Jennifer. First of all, you were telling me something very interesting off air, which I kind of want you to say on air so that I can shade all the people concerned.
Okay, so I posted the flyer on my school page, and then, as usual, somebody comes up and says it's biased, that there is no man featuring on the panel.
Right. Okay. So what we say to the men when they say that they should go and do their own show and talk about their stuff. But of course, let me say good evening to all our wonderful male listeners. You know, there are actually more men that listen to us than women. So
I believe that.
yeah. So we're grateful. So Jennifer, what do you think? I mean, paying bills, the general overview. Do you think that it should be split, or do you think that one party is more responsible for?
Okay, so let me say a good evening to all our listeners. I think that the role of money will depend on the kind of relationship we're looking at.
Okay.
So if it's a dating relationship, there's no responsibility whatsoever on either partner.
Okay.
But in marriage, there's a responsibility for both, because the Bible lets us understand that, and the two have become one. So it should be a shared responsibility. That's what I'll say.
Okay, I just want to say, also coming from the Christian viewpoints, people.
Yes, I have that as well, but
Okay.
I would want to be very...
I'm just checking. I usually tease, anyway. So you are dating, there's no responsibility.
No.
Marriage there is. But let me just ask, so if you're saying dating, there's no responsibility, are you telling me that if, let's say some guy likes me and comes to approach me to shoot his shot and says, oh, I want to take you to dinner, then it's like you are taking me to them. I haven't said I want to eat. You said that you want to give me food. Now when we go now, I should think about how.
No way.
Okay.
In that case, he has called the shot, so he should be able to.
So
take
the person shooting their
responsibility.
shots should.
Yes,
pay.
they should.
What do you think, Aisha?
Well, first of all, thank you so very much for having me here. I absolutely agree that, like, and actually, that was the example I was going to give. That, like, if I'm sitting home, minding my business, and you call me out to dinner, and this is not just in like a male-female relationship, like even with friends, right? Then yeah, you called me out, right? So the question becomes, and I actually asked this. I'm like, please, are you treating me or you want me to pay for myself so that I know then I can look at my own finances and be like, Charlie, not this month, maybe let's try again next week,
Oh,
right?
not this restaurant. Let's try cheaper ones.
Exactly.
Maybe Killer Willy on the side and a walk. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's my thoughts on it. And I think, especially as like, young people, as Africans in general, we don't talk about money. Money is like such a taboo topic, right? So a lot of times, like, we place responsibilities or expectations on people that, quite frankly, it's not necessarily their role to play. So yeah, but I'm really excited for us to dig deeper into
So
this.
do you feel like, I mean, you're talking about us placing responsibility on people when it's not really. Do you feel like in this day and age, in this era, let's talk about women, because I mean, we're women. Do you feel like women have unrealistic expectations of men that they are with, whether they're dating, whether they're getting ready to get married? Because you hear how much on a list of when a woman is looking for a man, boyfriend, whatever, on her list is there's money. He should be able to, not just like he's financially okay, but he should be able to pay some of the bills. Again, the question is that an unrealistic expectation? And why do we do that so much? Why do we place such a demand? I mean, any of you, we can answer.
Okay, so I'll say that it's not the right thing to expect so much, especially during dating. Okay, because that person is not supposed to take up everything. Let me just go back to saying that if it is love, love is supposed to give. So the person should be able to give freely and not coerced or manipulated. Okay, so if the person feels like, I want to help you with a bill, let's say your rent or for your vehicle or anything that will cost
this
him.
Can I,
that
no,
way?
yeah, can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
Before you met the person, were you not paying your rent and
Yes.
your like, fueling your car?
Yes, but from what she's saying, that is what is happening now, because the ladies expect once you have called a shot, once you have proposed, once you want us to go out, you should be able to take care of my expenses.
Yeah, but it's not that person's responsibility. Like, and this for me, this is a unpopular opinion, but I stand by it because I think, like, especially when you're talking about the dating scene, right? Anything that you're not willing to give to yourself, don't expect that from anybody else, right? Are you able to take care of yourself? Are you able to pay
Well,
your
I
own
can't.
bills?
That's why I'm my boyfriend.
No, but
Hello,
no,
like,
you see, I also think, social media plays a huge role when we talk about this, right? Because now people are showing like flashy things. Like, someone would send, a video and it's like, oh, this is what this person that I'm dating does for me. Like, there's a difference when someone is doing something just because they want to, as opposed to like when someone is doing something because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do because of society or because you want to flex for the gram and all of those things. I stand by that. Like, if there's something that you know for a fact you cannot provide for yourself, don't go place that burden on somebody else.
okay, so Jennifer, Aisha talked about burden, but are we then saying that there's no room for people to help each other? Because I mean, in every relationship, even if when it's dating, there's a sort of give and take dynamic. So
Exactly.
if you have a lot of money, for example, and I don't know, maybe you're not like educated.
You don't know what to do with your
educated.
money.
No. Let's say you're not like educated. So maybe you're running some business, some streets kind of business, and you meet somebody who is maybe more highly educated and is helping you in a certain way, is supporting you. They're giving you something that's not necessarily money. Is that then a fair ground for us to say that, okay, well, it's give and take? I mean, if you pay my rent for me, it's not like I'm not bringing some value to the relationship, because otherwise it's very black and white.
True.
Yes, but what she said, I agree with her totally. But as you're saying, if you don't if the person is not giving you what you want or what you expect, it means that that person doesn't have it. Like she said, if there is something you can give yourself, don't expect it from somebody. fine, the person is
But
rich.
I can't give myself like
Okay.
Louis Vuitton, so you
Okay,
can't
no,
give me to.
okay, but this
The
is the
person
thing,
should
though.
be able to give it to you
Yeah.
willingly. The person, you should not place a demand that, yo, bro, because I'm dating you, you should be able to give me this. When the person doesn't willingly want to, I agree that there are some guys or there are some men who don't know how to give, okay? But there's a way that you can let the person give willingly. You don't demand, you don't
Hey,
expect.
then teach us the
But can
way.
I also say
She
something?
said there's a way.
Wait,
that
there's a
you can
way.
so please, we beg you, teach us the way.
Okay, so one of the ways is that, like she said, if you can't give something to yourself, don't expect. So you can also begin to give the person something once in a while. It shouldn't be big because perhaps the person has more money than you do. So you can begin to show some kind of giving so that the person, one way or the other, begins to learn from you.
Can I ask a question? Isn't that a bit
you have
manipulative,
a lot
though?
of questions, Pa. this
No,
evening.
because it's me. Like I always, especially when it comes to stuff like this, I always ask questions because I want to see someone's like thought process, right? So like, don't you think that like if like you're giving with the expectation of getting something back, wouldn't that be considered a bit manipulative?
You're not giving to get back. You're giving. You're leading by example. Like this relationship, we give.
We give.
The fact I'm
Yes.
making your love for
Because
you,
in
you
relationship,
you
it's
too.
giving. It's
Yeah,
giving.
I mean-
if you really like the person, you love the person, you're supposed to give. And there are people who don't know how to give. They just want to be at the receiving end at every opportunity they get. So you can create that rapport by giving, showing the person how to give. Okay? You can even run a conversation on stuffs like that. So you can even set examples. Okay, you could be talking about yourself, okay, that like this is how you, but you can let somebody, or you can use someone as a preamble that this is what this person does. Okay, that is not to manipulate the person.
I don't
You're
know
just
if that works
teaching.
with men though. Like saying, "Yo, like this." So Jojo, has bought a Camry for his girlfriend. Camrys are really nice, so you be like Jojo. I mean, is that how you're going to bring
No.
up the conversation?
No, that's not how to bring up the conversation. Okay, so you want to know, like, you want the person to be giving. Like I said, some people don't, they generally don't know how to give because perhaps growing up, nobody was giving them. Okay, nobody gave them anything. Nobody, like, every time they had opportunity to get, every time they're always getting.
But why are some women, so fixated on collecting money? So there's money for my hair, there's money for my shoes, there's money for this. When we go out, you have to pay. When I come and visit you, you have to pay for the Uber. Are we putting a price tag on ourselves? And then you see, if you don't collect the money to them, it's like you're giving everything for free.
Hey,
Giving
sorry, what you're
everything
saying?
like
So,
what?
but if you say it like that, then that means like.
No, I mean, I'm playing the devil's advocate.
advocate.
So on the flip side, it's like, okay, I'm saying you don't have to pay for anything. So I come to you, I pay for my Uber. I get there. When I was coming, I cooked jollof from the house. I bought the rice and everything myself. You haven't given me money. Then when I come, oh, you are lying down. I'm silent. So I say, oh, Ben, I'm going to buy the coke. Then I go and buy the coke. Then I'll come to use the jollof that I brought. Then when I finish, then I say, oh, I'm going home. Then I'll put myself in the Uber and pay for it. Does that mean that you're just getting everything free? Because then you're not actually contributing. So you become the person that's taken away from. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But I think that in that kind of giving, you should be willing to give it. You should be willing. It should be something that you want to do without expectation.
But there should be a reasonable point where
I honestly think that like specifically around relationships, we never have conversations around expectations. And like we've said that a lot. I think we've used that word a lot, like expectations, what I expect from this person. Because we don't talk about it and we follow kind of like there's this unspoken rule around the moment you start dating a guy, this is all the things that he's supposed to give to you. This is what, he's supposed to pay for your Uber, he's supposed to make sure that your hair gets done, he's supposed to pay for your wax, like all these like bills, right? And like no one ever like sits down to actually like, well, some people do, but I don't think a lot of people sit down to actually have the conversation around, yo, Charlie, maybe this, I don't have the money. Like, our parents' time, they used to like really do the they be a year a lot. This generation, we're not about that lifestyle. And you know what? Like, I like that for us, right? But at the same time, it's really around, are you, like, does that person have it, right? What is the sacrifices that you're willing to make and the sacrifices that they're willing to make? Because you said something in the beginning that we're talking about finances. Like, finances is a critical aspect of any relationship. And then you get to marriage and that's a whole different conversation. And because people don't have these conversations when they're dating, by the time they get to marriage, it's like the finances is all in shambles and no one is talking about it, because it's like, yeah, you get up, you go do your hair, you do this, you do this, you do this. And that's not to say that you shouldn't do all of that stuff, but I think it comes back to, again, is this something that you're willing to give to yourself? Like, your value should not be based off of like what someone else places on you. Do you have that value for yourself? But it's also an unpopular opinion, but I stand by that, because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to give it to yourself, don't expect that from somebody else.
Okay, so when we go to dinner, who pays?
Who called?
Who
for the
called?
dinner?
Who asked out?
So that's the formula.
Me, mom, that's the formula I go by.
That's your.
No, legit. If I'm sitting somewhere and you're like, child, let's go eat, please.
Yeah,
Are you like,
that's how it should
are you
be.
are you sorting this? And if you say, oh no, let's just hang out, like, all right, cool, let me check my finances. If my finances is not up to par, like you said, Charlie, you know what, let's just go and go get some Killy Willy and chill somewhere, or let's just go for drinks, like, you know what I mean? I think it's important to have that, because why is it that when we go out with girlfriends, right, we never ask that question of like who's paying, but when we go out with men, it's like, oh, automatically, you know. I think
So that's unfair to the men. That we even when, I don't know if you guys have noticed, even when you're all friends and you go out, so men and women,
we always
somehow
leave,
we automatically
leave
want to
the bill.
leave the bill for the men, and yet we keep on talking about how much more economically empowered women are. So
Can I talk about how maybe that's also part of like toxic masculinity and
Yeah, sure,
patriarchy?
go ahead.
No, like that's how men have been raised up in the household, right? You're supposed to take care of, you know, you're supposed to go get the woman from her house and then take her into your house and all of these different things. So psychologically, we've actually psyched ourselves into thinking that this is what's supposed to become. And we are part of the issue as much as we are part of the solution. But I think it's all part of like toxic masculinity and patriarchy. But when I say that again, unpopular
Yeah.
opinion, right?
Okay, Jennifer, so at some point a conversation has to be had about finances. So let's say you've moved from the dating stage where, okay, when you want to take me out, you pay for it. And presumably when I suggest, you know, Friday nights, you know, Kofi Chale, why don't we go out? Then I'm paying for it. Because that's basically what you guys are saying. So whoever, okay, so let's say you do all of this, then finally you're getting married. What's the conversation to have then at that point, and how do the dynamics change?
Okay, so before we go there, I want to draw us back a bit. So in the dating stage, okay, I believe that if the person is willing to pay at each outing, each event, anything, any outing, he's taking the care of the bill. Probably for most ladies, they would want to marry such a guy. Okay, so it's gonna be just about the money. Okay, because this man has become like a bank, an IMF, you know.
Yeah.
So they go into the marriage, and with that mentality that the man is supposed to provide. So there must be a conscious effort to have a conversation on the line. And if that couple go through counseling, maybe that will be one of the topics that is treated in counseling, and then you'd be able to align how to handle finances, especially if the woman is also working. If the woman is not working, fine, but if the woman is working, there will have to be that conversation.
Okay, what do you think, Aisha?
I think before you get to, like, if you're dating someone for marriage, I think finances is actually one of the most important things to talk about, in terms of like how that person's spending habits. Because if you're going out and every time that person is spending, you go and go get married, okay, is this going to become a thing, right? So watching that person's spending habits, what investments does that person have, you know, what is like the quota that you're both going to kind of like put towards investments, put towards household, put towards, you know, like you're building a life together with someone. So your finances should be like ironclad, right? And I think it's also important that like if you are dating, don't like every time you go out, that one person is just paying, so you won't take it out a little. You even offer. You even like pretend to like.
Or say, okay, I'll get the drinks.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it really goes both ways. So for me, I think finances is something that, because we don't talk about it, we usually end up getting into relationships or even marriages where you realize that, like, oh, Charlie, this person is actually not as well off as I think they are. And I think it's also because right now we're in a space where everyone wants to be flashy, everyone wants to show things on social media. So you might think that someone is a certain way, and then you end up marrying them and realizing that actually it was all a facade. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this is not just men or women. Like, we have to be very vigilant especially when we're talking about someone that you're building a life with, and how your finances is connected to them. Because best believe your financial habits that you have now is going to trickle down into the future. Yes, that's the word.
Yeah, the future. So, I mean, again, what are the kinds of conversations to have? What are we talking about? Who is paying for what? How much are we contributing to this? How much are we saving? Who is paying for the holidays? Who's paying for this? Who is buying the cars? Who is... Like, those are details that if you don't work out, then, like you said, when you get married, if he was the person who's paying for everything, then it kind of just, well, he's just going to pay for it. So, you know, yo, babe, like, my car is really acting up. I'm going to buy a car. Yo, we should get a mortgage. Okay, it's on his head. And then you find that some men have 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, you know, just trying to support your lifestyle. So what are some of the conversations that have to be had in terms of the decisions on who's bringing what to the table?
Well, I think there can't be one size fits all for everybody. It will depend on the couple. So if, like I said earlier, if the woman is not working, the conversation will definitely be different. And if they're both working...
Why isn't she working?
Maybe she's not gotten a job. She wants a kind of job, and she's not getting it. But in this day and age, you can do anything. You can even work from home. But there are some women who, you know, interestingly, some time back, I saw a video. I don't know what it was about. Some young guys and some young ladies. I don't know what it was about, but it was just a snippet of the video. So the girl says she will not date a man that is broke. So she will date and marry a man that is very well off. And per some of the things that the girl was saying, the guys were getting upset, okay? So one of the guys got up and said, so what if your man loses his job and loses everything? The lady said she would walk away.
Yeah.
She would leave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because that's the value.
She said she would leave. So such a person, she's going into a marriage expecting that the man has to provide everything. So the kind of conversation they're supposed to have will be different from a woman who wants to build a life with a man.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, Aisha, what was that?
No, like, I think, and I think definitely, like, you know, the conversation will vary based off of like who you're speaking to. But I think, you know, just basic stuff. Are you going to have joint accounts, separate accounts? If you are going to have joint accounts, you know, would you also have separate accounts for like personal stuff? Again, like, what percentage are you investing? What kind of investments are you, like, what's your investment tolerance? What are your spending habits? I mean, like me, I'm very thorough because it's like, I think it's important. Like, finances is, you said this, is what either makes or breaks any type of relationship, not even just marriages, like family, like all of these, it comes down to like money. And at the end of the day, if like you're with someone that is like always pressuring you to do different things, and you know within yourself that, like, Charlie, I can't do this, I am working towards that, I'm getting there, but I really cannot do this, it puts a toll on the relationship, right? So you have to like ask yourself, and you have to figure out what is the like what is the value of the relationship that we have, right? Is it based off of like, maybe it's a transactional relationship. All you do is you pay me, and then I come and spend time with you, and then I go back to my house, right? But if this is someone that you're building life with, then you have to ask yourself, Charlie, you know what? Maybe we've been going out too much. Let's tone it down a bit. You know what I mean? And also, like, if you're with someone that is really investing in you, and you recognize that like this person is building something, there's a difference between like someone that's investing in you and someone that's spending on you. And I think that's also really, really important.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. I like that, spending and investing. Let's talk about the power dynamic depending on who is paying for what or who has more money. But let me also open the phone lines. So phone lines are opened, 0302 216-541, 0302-216-541. And our WhatsApp lines are open as well, 055-11-11997. So send us a WhatsApp, and you can call us. And I'm asking you, what it's been like for you in your relationships? Have you dated people who are demanding or putting pressure on you to pay? I want to hear from the men, actually. I really want to hear from the men about how they feel about getting billed for everything. Like you text a girl in the morning, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I don't have minutes, so
As soon as the comes in. So I'd love to hear from the men tonight. 0302-216-541. So whilst that's going on, like I said, let's talk about the power dynamic and how finances are really related to power in a relationship. In the first place, you feel like it is related?
Absolutely.
There is.
Yeah, how?
Okay, so there's this popular saying that if you want to know the true character of a person, let the person get money. I don't know if you've heard it. So that one cuts across for everybody. Because so the same thing applies. Once we are different people, we react differently to money.
Okay.
Some people have seen lots of money. They have lots of it, but it doesn't tell on them. They have mastered money.
Like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Bible says that money answereth all things, okay? But money, that same money is the root of all evil.
The love of money.
The love of money is the root of all evil. So somebody can have money, so much of it, but does not love it, that he would want to kill for money. Okay, so that is the dynamics at play. So if somebody loves money so much and is in a relationship, okay, and is in the relationship and he feels that the other partner is not bringing as much as he or she is bringing, that person begins to want to take the authority, want to rule, want to make the other person feel more inferior, feel like you don't matter here.
Yeah.
I'm the one calling the shots here because I'm bringing all the money. So
Okay.
that one is character based.
Okay.
The ability of one to master money.
Okay. So Nanajwa is on the line. I'll come to you, Aisha, in a second, but let me just go to the phone lines. Hello, Nanajwa. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay,
Hi,
what's
guys.
up? What's on your mind?
Well, for me, for now, husband is doing everything. Yes, he pays for everything. My car. Can you imagine me walking around Abosokai because my car is broken?
I can't.
So husband does everything. Yes, because I used to do everything.
Changed.
Yes, so things have changed now. I used to do everything,
Yeah, but
virtually everything.
what's changed? How did it switch?
Yeah, the virus changed everything. Now I don't work. In fact, I had drivers picking my kids from school, and I realized he was trying to molest them. I have 4 kids. So I have to pick the kids from school now. I have to do everything. And even taking care of them is a lot of work, you know.
Okay, so you stay home to look after the kids.
Yes.
Okay, I think women don't get celebrated enough for doing that, because that's one of the toughest things in the world to do. Stay home.
And I'm telling you,
look after
Animwaa,
the kids.
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's never ending.
Because teaching homework, cooking for dinner at the same time.
And cleaning every 5 minutes.
Look,
They've made
cleaning
a mess.
alone, I don't have a help. I do virtually everything.
Wow.
I cook, I wash, I clean, I iron, cook, feed husband, and you know, I do everything.
Sleep and then repeat.
And then feed yourself too.
Yeah,
I'm
feed
telling you.
yourself too. Wow, Nanajwa. Thank
like
you so
that
much
for
for
you.
sharing. So in that case, kudos to the husband. I mean, he's supporting as best as he can.
We like that for you.
Yeah. Okay. Katie is on the line. Katie has in Kwesi Chum. Okay, no. Hopefully
Hi.
not. He's, yeah. Hello.
Good evening. Hi, top of the evening to you.
Oh, hello, Katie. It's not. What's on your mind?
I like your hello.
What's on your mind?
Interesting program this morning, and I'm just admiring the dispositions from Madam Messina Masari. That's fantastic take homes. You know, some take homes for me. But straight up to the point, you see this pay of bills in relationship. I've had a previous relationship, and I used to be the IMF as Madam Jennifer Sarah mentioned. I was the IMF. You know, like the good brother or the big brother. I come in and I do everything, like pay every bill, do the kitchen. I do all the cooking and the likes. But that thing rather negatively affected the relationship, and the relationship broke up about some 6, 7 years ago. So, in my new life, there are some things that I have penciled never ever to do again. Shush, that's it.
What are
Because
some
that
of the
thing,
things you've penciled not to do again?
oh, you will never get any back again.
Oh, Mami Sani, okay, mini. Okay, mini, fake.
No, you see, like you said, um, if you call me for an outing, I would expect you to help in paying the bills. Even though I'll be taking about 70 to about 80% of the bill, that is when it is your call for us to go out. And when I say let's go out, I do 100%. Because in my previous life, I was doing both. You call, I do 120, and when I call, I do about 100. But now you take some of the heat from your invitation. It's not going to be the Mr. IMF again. So some of these things for some of us in previous lives, it has really taught us how to move into life and how to engage people now, particularly, unfortunately, the Ghanaian woman. Because, Charlie, the microwave women on the market right now, please.
Microwave women. That's interesting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you
I've
so
been there.
much. Thank you so much for joining us, Katie. 0302216541. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Yeah, you didn't give me that hello. Don't worry. Anyway, good evening to the ladies.
Hi. What's on your mind?
I think I'll say just two things.
Mm-hmm.
One being victim, and the other word being lesson. So, I when these kind of discussions come up, I always feel like let's be careful not to play women as the victim. As in the she's just the sidekick. Somebody who is there to be fed, to be this, to be that. And I say that in conjunction with, like she mentioned, I think you play the devil's advocate asking, okay, so it's like if I do this and that, then it's like I'm giving everything away for free. You understand me? The question then is, what do you think you are bringing to the relationship? If you think you're bringing just your body and yourself, because when you said everything away for free, what exactly are you giving away for free? Are you not also indulging in that companionship or whatever it is you think you're giving away for free? Is he also not giving something away for free? We don't see the man's body as something to be, also seen as a variable in a relationship. We only see the man's money as a variable and his time. We don't see that of the lead, the man, the body of the man as a variable. But it is. You get me? So it depends on what you think you are contributing to a relationship. So that question still stands. What are ladies contributing to the relationship? You understand me?
So when we cook the jollof and we bring it and you're eating, what is the variable that you are contributing?
No, so maybe it means that maybe I also do other things for you during the week or at other times, but then on the weekend you cook and bring it. Do you understand me?
I
So it's not
understand
like
you,
we sat down and decided that when you cook jollof once, I have to pay for a restaurant one, or we pay for one week. You understand me? So it's a flow. But then you have to have the value in yourself and know what you bring to the relationship, so that even if you pay for A, B, C, D, you don't feel like you're giving something away. You know what you want. And that comes to just the second one, which is lesson. I hope we go about these kind of discussions so that we don't let the ladies, the young girls who are growing up, think that a man has to do A, B, C, D. I have two girls, and the lesson I'm going to teach them is that, look, like your other panelist said, if I can't pay for it, I'm not going to let another man pay for it. I should be independent on my own. I should be able to do something on my own and not necessarily wait for a man to do it, because then it will go back to point one, playing the victim all the time.
All right. Okay, cool. Totally get that. Thank you so much for calling. It's very nice talking to you. Yao is our last caller. Hello, Yao.
Hi, Animwaa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good too. So what's on your mind?
Right. So this topic, this giving thing. Well, okay. So personally, as a man, right? I don't want to say it's a masculine thing, but I feel very good when I have to go out with my partner or girlfriend, wife,
Actually,
whatever.
you feel
And
very good. We also feel very good when you are paying. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
definitely you will feel good, yeah. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, as I said, as a man, I feel very good when I have to pay. I mean, it would look a bit uncomfortable that I'm out with you and um, you offer to pay whilst I'm there, and I know I can afford. But what I don't like also, like one of the panelists said, is because I always offer to pay, um, you don't make any attempt. And if the attempt is fake, I can tell as well. So I expect you to, you know, you don't have to let me see that you are making the attempt to pay, but genuinely, you can even pay without the waiter or waitress, bringing the bill. I mean, you do something that this guy has always been paying, but for this one, I insist I pay, or you didn't pay him before the bill, comes to the table. I mean, and I know that at a point in time, if I have to take this to a different level, you are willing to, contribute something at a point in time. Men, we are very observant. We can pay, we can do all that we have to do, but in that process, we are also forming our opinion and trying to build our own impressions and whatever, and that eventually will help us in taking a decision. So personally, that's what I want to see, but I don't expect that you know my woman, no matter how much she has or whatever, will be the one giving and giving. She can give on special occasions, maybe my birthday, maybe a special occasion, maybe invite you out just for a treat. Fine. But I expect that majority of the times, because take it or leave it, women like to be pampered,
Yeah.
and it's with them. So you need to treat them like that.
Okay. Interesting. I'll give you girls a chance to respond, but we're gonna take a quick break, a commercial break. But this October, treat your family to the gift of wellness. Did you know that annual checks and health screenings save lives? Do you need a reliable health partner for your family's wellness checks? Look no further. Luca Health is here to serve all your family's healthcare needs. Luca Health Medical Center offers world-class top quality medical care right here in Accra. We have custom health and wellness packages at affordable rates for your whole family. Find Luca Health in East Legon behind Mensvik Hotel, or call Luca on 0544 120 777 to book your wellness appointment. Luca Health, for moments that matter the most. Okay, so quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Just like how water refreshes you on a hot sunny day, a refreshing bath with Alive soap leaves you feeling fresh and brimming with confidence. Available in lemon, coconut, rose, and aloe vera. Alive soap. Feel fresh. Feel alive. This advert is FDA approved.
Alive soap, alive soap, alive soap.
Well, welcome back. This is Strong and Sassy here on Joy 99.7 FM. We have about 14 minutes on the clock. I know there's football on, so I'm sure you're itching to hear what's happening, and we'll bring you that, of course. Very, very necessary. But tonight we're talking about paying bills in a relationship. Whose responsibility is it? A big thank you to everyone who called. And interesting opinions. Do you guys have anything that you want to say in response to some of the comments?
Yeah, no, I think the calls were very interesting, but the last caller kind of like went back to like your previous question around how men feel when, like, they're paying for stuff. Like, it's very interesting when he's like, it doesn't matter how much my woman makes, I'm always going to be the one that's paying for stuff, and then you can surprise me on like special occasions like birthdays and stuff like that. That's cute. But the question now is then, like, is our value tied to money? Like, is the value of men tied solely to how much money they make or how much they're able to spend on people?
But then the thing too is that if they feel like they want to, should we stand in
Oh,
their
of
way?
course not. No, that one definitely not. Like, if it's something that you want to, why not? But I think it goes back to like what you were saying earlier on, right? That like now it has become an expectation. If you're dating someone, Charlie, you gotta spend. Someone was saying like, they bill us from A to Z, So it's really like it's a conversation that needs to be had, and I think it's also a conversation that needs to be had within like individual relationships, because social media is really defining our relationships these days, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's healthy.
Yeah, at all. Jennifer.
Okay, so what I'll add is that in relationship, it's supposed to be a giving relationship. Don't go into the relationship expecting only. Go there to give something. If you're also giving something, I think if it's of value to the person will also freely give.
But I mean, even more so to what some of the callers said, this is the last question, but the point that he made about the fact that men like to give and women like to enjoy. I mean, is that untrue? Has that changed?
I don't think
Or
so.
is that a socialization thing that we feel like, okay, we enjoy when other people are paying or whatever? Is it inherent in us to want to be taken care of, to not want to have these financial burdens, to not want to, go out there and hustle? I'm not saying not work hard, but like to hustle. Is it more of a man's world in that kind of thing? Because there
That's
are
how
also
we're brought
things
up.
that we can do that the men can't do.
But that's how we were brought up. That's how a lot of us were brought up. That like, the man is supposed to do this. The man is. That's the reason why, like, even in the household, they'll say, oh, like, the woman is supposed to be in the kitchen and the man is supposed to be out there doing all these different things. That was how we were brought up. That's why I said earlier on that, like, I think it's because of this upbringing that there are certain things that has become second nature, right? So it's kind of like, oh, you say you like me, why are you not spending money on me? If you say you like me, why are you? Okay, fine, you like me, now take care of this, take care of that, take
If
care
you
of that.
like me and you won't spend money, what do you do?
I think okay, so that's why I was saying that, like, I don't think relationships are based off of just transactions, right? And I think someone had said it earlier. One of the callers had talked about value, right? Is that like, what is the value of the two of you coming together? Is it just for you to like build that person with all of your needs and all of your demands, and then that's it? Granted, like, maybe you'd cook, you'd have sex, you do all of those different things,
You'll
but
have babies, which men can't
no,
do.
but
and you can't charge
that's
them
marriage
for.
though. You see, that's the thing. I think a lot of times we confuse the two.
But
If you're
there are people
dating
having
some,
babies who are not married.
no, that's true. But if you're dating somebody, you're getting to know the person. I personally don't think that like they're supposed to take over all of your
But when
life
you get married,
expenses. When you get married, that's different. You're building a life with someone, right? And even then, there's still a conversation around finances, right? But if you're not having that conversation and you expect that, like, just because you're dating, it's like this, now I have become this person's responsibility, keyword. So it's like my hair, Charlie,
my hair,
my nails,
Charlie,
my nails. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's really a conversation around who, like, does this person become solely responsible for you just because you're dating? I personally don't think so.
But then we didn't have time to talk about the relationships where it's transactional. So somebody's dating an older man because I need you to take care of the bills, and then I do the occasional twerk,
Yep.
whatever, and then yeah, like I mean, because there are those as well.
Yeah,
Or
no,
those
there's
ones
definitely
are
that.
quite clear because you know that
Exactly.
It's
that's what.
transactional.
Exactly.
Okay, so to add to what she said, it's our orientation. We've been oriented to expect, which is not the best, but I think that we should be able to work at it. If you're entering into the relationship and you're going to the transactional one, for instance, you are dating and you're expecting, like she rightly said, what are the values for the relationship? And if you want to move it a step further into marriage, what are the values that are guiding you into the marriage? For instance, if you're going to stand on the transactional aspect because the person is providing for the hair, the shoes, the bags, and all the travels and all those things, you're going to get into the marriage with that expectation. Okay, and that brings to one of my books that I'll be launching very soon.
Okay.
The title is Don't Marry a Fool.
I like that.
Okay, so you're going to marry this man. He doesn't have values that you like. He doesn't have values that will propel you to your next level in life. He's not going to push you any further, but he's going to provide everything you need for you. Okay, and then your life is standstill. And he gets, when the opportunity comes, he gets somebody who is able to do something for himself. He's definitely going to move on because he becomes fatigued with the giving. Because
Unless you take the giving and then you use it to do something, which then adds
Investment.
value.
investment.
Over
Yes.
So it's about how you.
Yes.
There's some people who come into your lives and they just change it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean,
That's-
are we
yeah.
completely closed off to that because we
No.
say that?
I don't.
But anyway, don't marry a fool. I always say don't marry an idiot. So I mean, anyway, we have to go. We're going to have a quick conversation with Aisha about power to girls. So that's it really for this conversation. But Aisha is the founder of Power to Girls Foundation, and we really want to hear about it. So do you want to just tell us about it before we go?
Yes, absolutely. So, Power to Girls Foundation is a nonprofit organization, and we work primarily with young girls in SHS and JHS. We provide programming in personal development, mentorship, mental health, entrepreneurship, and STEM programming. Yeah, that's us in a nutshell.
That's you in a nutshell. How long have you guys been doing this?
We've been running internationally for almost 10 years now, and we've been running in Ghana since 2016.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while. And what does it mean to you? How did it even start? Like,
So Power to Girls started based off of like some of my own personal experiences and realizing that there wasn't a lot of spaces for young girls to have some of the conversations that we're talking about today, but then even having some of the taboo conversations, sex, about my body, what's happening with my body, menstruation, what's happening with that, consent, mental health challenges. So I wanted to create a space that allowed girls to really just come and be themselves, and that was really how it started. I wanted to create something for myself that I needed when I was at that age, and
okay.
yeah, Power to
So
Girls
how's it
was
going?
born. It's been great. It's been quite a journey. It's been great. So I thank you so much for the opportunity, and I love being able to even hear from women like yourselves as well, because representation is so important and also mentorship is so important. So for us, it's really around like how do we make sure that we're providing resources and access to the girls that we work with.
So have there been struggles? Has it been tough?
Oh, where do we I don't think we have enough time
Enough
for the
time to
struggles.
talk about the struggles.
But it's been a challenge, but then it's also been a lot of opportunities. And I think for me, one of the key things is that recognizing that we're able to we're able to inspire girls to be confident about themselves, and I get to personally be a part of their journeys, but then also see their growth, physically grow. So yeah.
So it's pretty cool. So
Pretty
you go
amazing.
out to the schools with them, some of your mentors and stuff. You have conversations.
Yeah.
What's the last one that you did?
We actually had a school tour today.
Okay.
So leading up to International Day of a Girl Child, where we've been doing a couple of school tours leading up to a really big conference. So yeah, the last one that we had was actually today. And like last week, we also had an amazing dancer come in talking to the girls about her journey through dance, right, and how dance kind of like saved her,
yeah.
and inspired her. So yeah, that's.
Where did you go today?
We were at Accra. We were at Accra High. We were at Accra Girls Senior
Sounds
Secondary.
like fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And you have an app?
Yes, we do. So part of mentorship, we created a platform that allows girls to connect with mentors, but also connect to each other and also learn new skills. So it's called My Power App, and this is a tool for girls from across the world. They're able to connect with women in different sectors and in different fields, but then also go on the app and learn things like how to build up on their confidence, mental health support. We also have like a helpline on there, and they're able to join like different topics and different group chats as well on the platform. So it's pretty cool. We're a really holistic and well-rounded organization.
Yeah.
With empowerment at the core of everything.
It sounds really interesting. I'll check it out. MyPower.app.
Yes.
How does anyone reach you? Anyone wants to reach you?
So you can hit us up on our website, powertogirls.com, but then also via IG and Twitter at powertogirlsgh. And of course, My Power App is on iOS and Android, and also on the web at My Power App. Yeah.
Sounds really exciting. We're definitely gonna look into it and maybe do something together. I think that would be nice. But Jennifer, so your book is Don't Marry a Fool, and it's coming out when?
I have Don't Marry a Fool, and the other is Jollof Owachi.
Okay.
I'm launching the two on the 13th of November, 2022.
Oh, that's nice. Jollof or wache, what's that about?
So it's about choices. Why would you choose Jollof over Wachi?
So it's like life choices.
Yes, but choosing a life partner.
Okay. Some men are
like it.
jollof, some men are
You
wache.
should get a coffee.
Yeah. No, it sounds very, very interesting. So are you jollof or are you watching? If you're listening. Or if you're watching, do you come with Talia and Gary or now we have to go and
Just
buy
the way you want it.
Wow. Okay.
Love it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for the first time.
Thank you
It's been
for
really
having
great
me.
having you. Yeah, Jennifer Esinamasaris, is author and entrepreneur, and Anim-Addo, founder, Power to Girls Foundation. Thank you for taking time out to be here.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. And a big thank you once again to Luca Health Medical Specialty Center. They brought us Strong and Sassy. So good evening to you and thank you so much. Also a very big thank you to the team, Abeku, Mirabel, Victor, Crispy, everyone who makes it possible. If you missed the show, it's on Facebook, so you can head over to Joy 99.7 on Facebook and you can catch the whole show from beginning to end, including our facial expressions. So makes it very, very fun. We'll be back again next week, Wednesday at 7 o'clock. My name is Animwaa. Stay safe out there.